Hey folks, it's Tom, your Frugal Prepper. I just want to do a quick video about some of my favorite cheap AR-15 building tools. I mean, they have these big armorers kits and all kinds of stuff, and if you're going to build a bunch of them, you might want to do that. Um, these are just the cheap tools that I use that I found do a really good job for the one or two, maybe a year that I end up putting together. So I'll show you what they are. Okay, I'll put links in my video this stuff on Amazon. As much of it as still exists out there, but I know this Swan Lake punch kit. I just got it, and this punch kit actually works really well because it has this punch and this punch, which is hollow, so you can fit your bolt catch roll pin in the end of that, and then it will fit. Now it won't fit because I have this on here now. But before you put that on there, it'll fit flush with this cutout, and it lets you put that bolt catch pin in straight. Um, so, and then once you get it as far as you can with this one, you can come back down and hit it with this one, and it has a little divot on the end there so that it will fit inside the roll pin, and you can finish driving that in. You still get a little mark here just from the roll pin itself going across the aluminum. There's not much you can do about that, but you eliminate trying to hammer this pin and marking up the receiver, which is really nice. And then it comes with this one, which will fit the roll pin for your hand guard. If you're using a roll pin, if you're using a screw setup or something, you won't need that. But and that will allow you to hammer that part way in, and then you can finish driving it home with this one with the divot on it. You can finish driving it home with that. So that punch kit works really well. I started out with this punch kit. This is a Winchester punch kit, and the punches are good, but I broke both of my 1/16 punches just over time trying to put stuff in there. Now I also bought this. This is a 1/16 punch just to replace these two broken ones, because those are actually really handy when you're putting these pins in that hold your trigger and your hammer. You can kind of slide that in there and maneuver it around to get the pin started from the other side. So that's something I really like. I do also like this Winchester hammer. It comes with a rubber and a steel part, but I also use this hammer. This is an old one that my father-in-law had, and it works really well. And then the other thing you're going to want is some of these. And what these do is they slide in the groove. When you're putting this in up front, you can slide that through and then turn the holes so that you can drop your pin and spring through, push them down with that long punch, and then turn it 90 degrees, and then slide your thing in there, and you don't have a spring go flying across the room. So these are really handy to have as well. And I think this originally came with 5, and I don't know what happened to the other ones. They're around here on my workbench somewhere, I suppose. But I'll put a link down below to these too, because I got those on Amazon. The other thing is a bench block. This bench block isn't ideal because you still have to support the gun from another direction, right? To get it to sit level and flush, you have to have something like under here. But that gives you some support when you're driving in this pen, just to keep everything flat and level. And I don't know that there's a link to this one anywhere, but this is from Galloway Precision. And I use this bench block for all kinds of stuff, but a good bench block is important. And I have this cheap wrench. I got this on Amazon, and this is for tightening the castle nut back here. And it's a wrench, it works, and so it was cheap, so that's the one I got. I'll put a link to that down below too. And as far as staking the castle nuts, I normally have a bigger punch in here that I do that with. I have to figure out where I put it here. Here it is. No, that's not it. Here it is. I just have this generic center punch, and that's what I use for staking my castle nuts. And this is an old one that my father-in-law had. The VL Czech 1/8, manufactured in the USA. But any hardened steel center punch, an 1/8 inch, will be good for staking those castle nuts. I don't normally stake my castle nuts until I'm sure that I've got that everything works out right with the rifle. I'll take it out and shoot it a few times, and then I'll stake it. But yeah, so this is my latest build I'm starting on. I believe it's going to be just a 16 incher, but I'm going to try the 300 blackout and see how that goes. But it's a work in progress. You know, you just build it a little here and a little there, and eventually you get it. But I just thought I would share that because these are pretty inexpensive tools that will make your life a lot easier if you're building an AR-15. And I'll put links to everything that I can down below. I'll talk to y'all later. This is Tom, your Frugal Prepper.